What is Gucci, everybody? I hope everyone is having a great day. In this video, we are going to be covering the last type of Ruby on Rails association, and that is has and belongs to many. Sorry. What this allows you to do is it allows you to have a has many relationship with two models. So for instance, a student can have many teachers and a teacher can have many students. This is the relationship we're going to be creating in our class. In the other video I'll post in the description, we did has many through, where we had a join table that was also a model. So maybe a teacher has many students and through class, and a student has many teachers through class, and so that class also has other information like what time that class could be. So that was has many through, and this is has and belongs to many. So this is simply when your join table has no other information except the IDs that connect the two tables. For instance, the teacher ID and the student ID, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is create our three models, one for our student, one for our teacher, and the join table that allows the IDs or the student and the teacher to associate with one another. So let's create the teacher first. I'm just going to give the teacher a name. Once that is done, it is time to create our student. So the same way we created our teacher, Rails G for generate, model student, and we'll give it a name and we'll give it an age too, and we'll make that an integer. Okay, so now we have to create the most important thing and the most complicated thing of this tutorial, and that is our join table. The join table associates the student and the teacher together, and then we will write a little Ruby on Rails code to tell our models about that join table. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to create another table, and we're going to make it a model, and we're going to call it students, teachers. So we're going to pluralize students and teachers, and this is very important. The order of how I put students and teachers is important. So it works by the alphabetical order. So Ruby on Rails is going to make an association based on alphabetical order, as you'll see later. So S is before T, students is before teachers, so I put students first. If you put teachers, students, it would not work. Very important. And I'm gonna then make teacher, I'm gonna have a teacher, and I'm gonna have a reference to teacher, and I'm gonna have student, and I'm gonna make that a reference. So this is gonna tell Ruby on Rails to have a teacher ID and a student ID. And I'm gonna create this model, and I actually did not need to pluralize students and teachers, but for our case it still works. Okay, so now that we have the join table created, let's go into Vim. And the first thing we can do is we can go into teacher, and we're going to do has and belongs to, I always want to do has and belongs to many students. So I'm going to say, hey, a teacher has many students, and then we're going to open up student, and I'm going to paste this in, and I'm going to change teachers. So a student has and belongs to many teachers, and a teacher has and belongs to many students. Okay, boom. So the next thing we're going to do is simply we're going to look at our schema file. And I don't have a schema file yet because I haven't ran our trusty handy dandy command rake db migrate. So after we run rake db migrate, our tables get created, and then our schema.rb file gets updated. And so now you can see we have a students table, we have a students teachers table, which is our join table, and we have a teachers table. Pretty cool, okay? And we also have indexes to allow them to be searched quicker. So now you can do students.teachers and teachers.students, as I'm going to end this video with an example. So I'm going to load up the Rails console where I can create teachers and students. And so I'm going to do S1 for student1 equals student.create. I'm going to give it a name, and we're going to make it my name, AJ. And so now I have S1 saved as a variable, and I'm going to do S1.teachers. So boom. This is a good example, and this proves that our example works. I did S1.teachers, and it was able to use the join table, as you can see, select students, teachers, where and it's trying to find the ID that aligns with our student. Now, I haven't made any teachers yet, so I get back a empty array, an empty active record association. So now if I do s1.teachers.create, let's do that, and let's give it a name of my favorite teacher, Miss.Blazy. I just created a teacher, and it also now has a student ID of 1 and a teacher ID. So that teacher is now associated with that student. So now I would do s1.teachers, boom, I have 1 teacher. If I do s1.teachers.count, I now have 1. And so now if I do, let's see, I have 1 teacher. Now if I can do teacher.first, I get my first teacher back. And if I do t1.students, I then get back that AJ student right there, which is pretty cool. So a teacher has many students, and the same. And that's a way to create a has many association and to test it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what I can improve in the comments below. I'll have a link to another way to create a has many association, which is the has many through association, in the description. Have the best day of your life, guys.